Okay, anytime you're ready.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marianne. I'm joined by my colleagues Helena, Madison, and Alessia, as well as Josie. Today, we're working in collaboration with St. Michael's Mission. So, just to give you, a debrief. So, in Montreal, communities that are underprivileged and undervalued often don't get funding to create their spaces, and it's not because people don't care, it's because we simply lack the resources to help transform those spaces. So today, we're providing you, the artist, a chance to change that. Ultimately, what we want is for you to create a space for the community to make an impact that is meaningful, not only for yourselves, but for the community as a whole. So a little bit about St. Michael's Mission. They're a day center located in downtown Montreal. They aim to help individuals who are experiencing homelessness by providing them with essential services as well as community support. So due to ongoing renovations that are happening on the property right now, there's a couple of shipping containers that are outside, and we're looking to transform those containers through the use of mural art. Ultimately, it's just to make the space, more welcoming, vibrant, and to align the mission's values with the art that we're projecting. So truly, to get this project rolling, we're looking to collaborate with artists such as yourself so that you can ultimately get an opportunity to make an impact on the community in a way that you would know best, which is of course creatively. So I'll pass it along to Helena to give you a few more details.
Thank you, Marianne. So let's take a closer look at your landscape. So today's mural artists, as you know, work in a very competitive project-driven industry where most of their work is freelance and their income is often unstable. Now, in addition to this financial instability that you may experience yourselves, you're also challenged with limited visibility, which makes it really hard to showcase your work in spaces that drive a lot of traffic around the city or that have a big cultural impact. Now, at the same time, public art is becoming more popular as a way to bring people together and make them feel like they belong by creating a sense of community and fostering that togetherness. But despite this increase in demand, artists like yourselves are still facing problems accessing big projects due to structural constraints that are beyond your control, making it really hard to take advantage of these opportunities and really tap into your potential and immerse yourselves in that creative process of creating art. In fact, you may experience this yourselves, but it's hard to land those big projects because of logistical constraints that are beyond your control, as I mentioned just before, whether that be securing permits or finding the space or getting you the tools you need to make these projects happen and come to life. That's why our partnership with St. Michael's Mission is the perfect opportunity for you to overcome these barriers and by extending our full support in terms of logistics and giving you that creative freedom. So I'll pass it on to Alessia so she can give you more insight about the mural itself.
So since the church will be undergoing renovations for several years, they have asked St. Michael's Mission to paint, to have the 2 shipping containers painted. So we have decided to paint a commemorative mural to honor those who have lost their lives to homelessness in recent years. This will complement the green space that they have across from the church that is currently not being used. The idea is to have picnic tables, a coffee cart, and just a way to use the space more intentionally, and it would just be a great way to get the community together. They would do this with the community through co-creation, so by hosting workshops or activities and just having conversations to get an idea of what the vision could be for the mural, just be a great way to get everyone involved. And there will be an unveiling event for the mural, which can help the organization get visibility for their cause, as well as potentially attract donors. So I'll pass it on to Max.
Thank you, Alessia. So, of course, you won't be doing this alone or out of pocket. So here you will get a paid commission for your art, of course. You'll also be provided with all of the professional materials and logistics handled by us. So anything from equipment, professional painting gears, permits, so you can solely focus on what you do best, which is art. Next, you will get some community input sessions where we kind of briefly touched on the fact that everyone would collaborate, so you can take insight from that to put it towards the mural. And lastly, a professional photo package of the process and the final mural with really high quality photos that you'll be able to put towards your portfolio or any of your social media platforms. Now let's talk about what you will gain. So first of all, you get to create a meaningful social impact through co-creation, which is going to become a visible tribute in the community with your name on it. You also get the chance to create, like I mentioned before, a high value portfolio piece of socially engaged and community arts. Also, an opportunity for professional growth, so you gain experience as well as community engagement through working with residents, as well as through going through the public art processes from start to finish. And also the chance to expand your network and make new connections through visibility and through new contacts. So while going through this process, you'll get the chance to meet with some local organizations and partners that can hopefully help propel you for future opportunities. And lastly, this is a very timely and rare opportunity. So one-of-a-kind projects like this don't always come around where you get the opportunity to be paid for a mural of this type. So if this aligns with your goals, then you should continue forward with us. I'll pass it on to Josie and she'll be able to tell you about the timeline.
Thank you, Madison. So I'm going to go over the proposed timeline briefly to give you a better idea of the project phases and estimated completion dates. So the project spans about 13 weeks, which is just over 3 months, and it begins today with the first phase, which is pitch and recruitment. So that's us presenting to artists like you right now and hopefully collecting interest and applications. So the output of this will be a group of interested artists that we can pull from, which will move us through to the second phase, which is the artist selection. So we will review your portfolios, evaluate the fit with the mural theme, and then kind of confirm our chosen artist, and we'll have a final agreement that we can all sign. So if you are the chosen artist, we will move on to the next phase, which takes place in weeks 3 to 4, and this will be the follow-up meetings. So we will introduce the chosen artist to the other stakeholders involved, answer any questions you might have, and kind of further define the scope of the project. And then after that, we will invite you on site for an in-person tour of St. Michael's Mission, so you can get a better idea of the services we have and the people that we help, as well as you'll get an outside tour of the containers and what's going on outside. You'll also be able to identify any logistical needs you might have. And the output of this is just so everyone has a clear understanding of the mission and its property. And then we'll move into the mural design, which takes place from weeks 5 to 7. So with the community members and other collaborators, you'll come up with the concept, then you'll be doing sketches and revisions, and then eventually presenting to all the stakeholders for final approval. And the output of this is to have a final approved design. And then moving on to weeks 7 to 8, we have the pre-production. So we'll acquire materials for you, paint, sealant, other equipment. We'll do the surface prep, so cleaning the containers and prepping them, and then they'll be ready to be painted. So in step 7, this is execution. So this will take place for 3 weeks, and this will be the actual painting phase. And as Madison mentioned, we will also be taking professional photos and videos of the progress. And then after that's done, we'll move on to finishing touches. So we'll apply a protective coating, do the cleanup, and then you'll finally get to sign your work. And then the output of that is just having a final polished installation. Then we can move on to the launch and unveiling. So this will be a public unveiling for all the community. There'll be a ribbon cutting ceremony, as well as speeches, and since it is a public event, there will be media presence and interviews as well. And this will all go towards giving the mural more public visibility. And then lastly, from weeks 13 on into the future, we have the post-launch integration. So we will be submitting the mural to Mural Festival to be included in their map of murals around Montreal. We will also submit it to Under Pressure Graffiti Festival, same thing, to be included in their programming, all just for more visibility. Also to walking tours, public art walking tours around Montreal. And we also want it to be done before October, which is when La Nuit des Sans Abri takes place, which is an event about raising solidarity and awareness for homeless people in Montreal. And then finally, as we mentioned, after the renovations are complete, the materials will be emptied from the containers and they will be transformed into a type of third space that will hopefully be enjoyed for many years. And the output of all of this is long-term exposure and community integration. Now I'll be passing it back to Marianne to finish up.
So, in conclusion, this project is about way more than just a mural. It's an opportunity for you artists truly to, of course, get work experience, but to have creative expression, to make an impact on your community. And it combines multiple things such as, it's a paid opportunity, there's public visibility, as well as community impact, which are truly 3 elements that are hard to find from one single opportunity. At the end of the day, we're not just asking you to participate in this project with us, we're providing you an opportunity to create something that's lasting, impactful, and meaningful within your own city. And we truly believe that this is an amazing opportunity, and we hope you do too. Thank you. Any questions?
I just had a question about the compensation for artists. Is it a flat rate, or is it more so like depending on the size? How's it structured?
Yeah, so typically a project of this size and scale, it would be approximately a price of about $18,000 to $19,000, and the artist would be compensated about 30% of that. Yeah.
I was also just wondering if the artists have to be like well established, or if you're looking for people just in the community who have an idea.
No, not that they have to be well established at all. We're truly just looking for someone whose vision kind of aligns with what the mission stands for, and if there's a connection there that we can make in terms of, our workers and the artists, that's truly all we're looking for.
I had a question also. You guys had mentioned that there would be some structural and logistical constraints for the artists. What would some of those be?
I was saying more in a general sense, in like the landscape of mural artist industry, there's a lot of constraints that are posed upon these artists, whether that be securing permits or finding space to do your work and to put your mural in place. Throughout our discovery sessions, that's what we uncovered with whoever we were speaking to. So that's why we're extending our services to provide you with an opportunity where those logistical constraints just aren't a factor.
And also another constraint is just like the weather in general.
Yeah.
That's a big thing with mural art, so yeah.
I also had a question, like how much artistic freedom will the artist have? Like, is there a certain idea that you want them to convey or like represent like Michael's mission through, or is it just like, how open is it?
So I think at the end of the day, we obviously want to convey a general message, It's not to be something so specific, but of course St. Michael's mission is to help, individuals experiencing homelessness. So if we can get aligned with an artist on the fact of like creating something that represents community and reintegration, that's all we're looking for. We're not looking for something super, super specific. We want to give the artists, creative liberties to kind of do what they think.
So just to add on, as I mentioned in my part, there would be like a community input session. So in that case, we'll be able to kind of involve more people in the artistic creation of the mural. But at the end of the day, like, we still want to leave the artists with like the creative freedom of like what they know best. So,
Or even like if the artist got the opportunity to like speak to people who are touched by homelessness or like involved with the mission, like they could maybe help convey like their experiences or stories.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's a really cool opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's why also they'll be coming to visit, obviously in person, and get to talk to people and, speak with the community.
Also, how long will the murals stay up for? Like, are they permanent? Is it for like a certain duration?
It's gonna be permanent, so after the renovations, as we said, like the materials that are stored in there will be moved out, but then the containers we're hoping that they'll be able to stay on the property for a long time.
They want to reuse the containers to like create something further than just like right now what it's doing, which is holding materials. So they had hopes of making like a coffee cart out of it and stuff like that. So the murals will be around.
And also, sorry, this is my last question.
No, it's okay.
How will the murals be preserved? Like I know you obviously have like a very detailed, amazing plan of like the 13 weeks, but like obviously with weather conditions and it's being sealed and everything, but I know like sometimes murals get touched up or like you change it. Like, do you have any plan of like restoration for the art?
So I think our budget that we came up with was came through multiple discovery sessions where we found that the average that we were quoted for like this would be around like 18 to 20,000. So in that, a lot of people mentioned that there would be tagging, like when people spray paint, like there would be, I don't know what the word is.
Services to like, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
maintain the PR work is kind of covered in the cost.
I'm not sure like what exactly that entails, but we have budgeted for like maintenance for the
And accounting for
container.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Any other questions? Oh, Dave.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for doing this. I have two questions. First one was just a little bit about your overall experience of, you know, going through this process with a real organization. So if you could just speak to that a little bit.
Go ahead.
I think overall it was a good experience. I think it was very rewarding because this is something that's, you know, gonna be useful for Emma, who we were dealing with at St. Michael's Mission. And in terms of communication with Emma, it was good. We were able to email her, get responses, and get the ball rolling. So overall, very rewarding. And I feel like because we were working with an organization who we've previously committed to with you, it just made our work feel more impactful, and we were more motivated to see it through and produce a really nice presentation.
I'll speak on behalf of, I feel like we all have the same sentiment, like doing a project like this, we've never in any previous classes had to deal with like real life, you know, companies, you know, so it was like, it made it so real, and to see, you know, that even we have like the smallest impact that we're making, I guess, an impact, a difference on a company is extremely rewarding, for sure.
I think it was also really nice to see how much people are willing to help and come
Yeah.
forward for opportunities like this. Like when we were talking to people, you know, people were willing to give us their time and their expertise, like with nothing for them in return, you know. So I think that was really, like, it really opened my eyes to like what actually, like, if you just ask, people will help you.
My second question is, would you guys like an opportunity to really present this to the board of St. Mike's and actually see them actually do them?
My goodness, so in terms of, so it's funny you mentioned that, so like in terms of our discovery sessions, we spoke a lot with, let's say, like well-established companies that like are used to doing this, and what we found is that they kind of have their own, I don't know if repertoire of artists is the right word to use, but they kind of have their own, you know, bank of artists. So in terms of that, I don't think they would need our services too much to acquire people, but we really just picked their brains for this pitch, just for the purpose of being like, okay, like what's required, like take your knowledge, so that if there were an artist in the mix that you guys already have, how would we, you know, pitch this idea to them? So I know in terms of who Emma's speaking with, I feel like maybe we'd be like stepping on potential toes in terms of
But that's
obtaining
exactly
artists.
what I wanted you to do. But because I'm just thinking, like, you know, because first of all, I really enjoyed the presentation, really
Thank
well
you.
put together, and I can see that, you know, you guys are really motivated to do this. But for me, I like to see the thing through.
Mhm.
So it's like you say, hey, here's this opportunity. I know you guys are the real consultants to see that they actually do this. You know, so I'm thinking that it's something that we should actually do.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'd be interested, but we can
Yeah.
figure out something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to go doing all the heavy lifting, you already have
Yeah.
it here.
Yeah, it's
But
here.
it's just those touch points to say, hey, these guys are really doing this,
For sure.
Yeah.
and these are the you guys really put this together, and then know, you know, you're
Yeah.
seeing it really
Yeah, it would
come
be cool to
to
see
life.
the actual
Yeah.
mural come to life, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And my last thing is just a group shot.
Okay.
Thank you.
We go to
Yeah,
Is this like wide enough? You want me to
front
get
of
it?
Yeah,
you,
just
wanna
go
do
ahead.
that?
Maybe go back to your lead screen,
Yeah, just go
Yeah.
back to the, go back to the.
Oh, there, yeah,
main
sorry, go
screen.
back. I'm not sure who I
the bottom button is backwards.
Oh, yeah, here, we'll wait it out. This is a good time. Thank you.
All right, thank you.